See, the last class we discussed about Molevoid rule and tangent rule and some examples related to the tangent rule. Okay. In today's class, we are going to discuss about cosine rule and projection rule. Look there on the board. Cosine rule. See what is its statement? The statement means it's just a formula related to the cos. Just like sine rule and tangent rule, and now it is cosine rule. In a triangle ABC, okay, cos A is b square plus c square minus a square by 2bc. Cos B is c square plus a square minus b square by 2ac. You need to observe the symmetry, the pattern how it involves. For A minus a square, for B minus b square, and the remaining CA terms are there in the denominator. In the same manner, if you write for cos C, it becomes like a square plus b square minus c square divided by 2ab, and that is cos C. And now our intention is to prove this cosine rule from the triangle ABC. See, again we will have three different cases here. The triangle may be acute, the triangle may be obtuse, the triangle may be right angle. See, we discussed different cases for sine rule. In the same way, we need to generate every rule for different triangles. But in generally, I mentioned you here for acute angle, and see, we need to accept it for similar case in the for other triangles. Now you just start with a triangle. So for example, if I have a triangle like this, you just name this triangle as ABC, okay? ABC, right? See, since it is A, then the side length opposite to A is small a, notation of the triangle, and this is B, and the side length opposite to angle B is small b, and the side length opposite to C is small c, and that's it. So A, B, C are the side lengths of the triangle. And the next task is to find out, to prove that cos A or cos B or cos C. My intention is I need to construct one altitude. Altitude in the sense a perpendicular from vertex to the opposite side. You just draw that perpendicular either from any of these three vertices, and here I am drawing for A. Okay, you have a chance to draw for B and C also. So this is the perpendicular, and this is called the height as well as altitude as well as the perpendicular from vertex to the opposite side. Okay, and here you just say it as some h. Okay, right, and then you just look there. This part you say it as some x, and since this part is x, this total length is a, then for sure it is a minus x. So this is h, this is x, and this is a minus x. Now if you observe, here it is a right angle triangle, and here it is a right angle triangle. So I have a chance to apply Pythagorean theorem for those two right angle triangles. So if you apply for this first triangle, see 90 opposite side is C. So from the first triangle I have that C square is equals to h square plus x square. Is it clear? C square is equals to h square plus x square. And similarly, if I apply that Pythagorean theorem, Pythagorean result for this second triangle, here 90 opposite side length is b. So b square is equals to sum of the squares of the other. So h square plus a minus x whole square. Yeah. Now what I am going to do is I am going to eliminate that h first. So how to eliminate that h? So to eliminate that, you just do subtractions. This h square and h square get cancelled. Then what I have here? C square minus b square is equals to x square minus of a minus x whole square. Okay? And if you simplify this side, this is equals to x square minus of a square plus x square minus 2ax, and this x square and that x square will get cancelled. Okay, this x square and x square will get cancelled. This is minus a square. Okay, yeah. Now do one thing. This is minus of minus plus 2ax. Send this minus a square this side. It becomes like a square plus c square minus b square is equals to 2ax. just by applying Pythagorean theorem for two triangles and by eliminating this h, we found that a square plus c square minus b square is equals to 2ax. Now, see, to find out either cos b or cos c for this triangle, yeah, you just concentrate on this triangle, and from this triangle, what to say about cos b? It is a right angle triangle. In a right angle triangle, cosine of the angle is adjacent side divided by the hypotenuse. And here for the angle B, cos B, adjacent side is this x divided by 90 opposite, hypotenuse is C. And that is equals to, what is x? You just pay your attention here. From this result, x is equals to a square plus c square minus b square by 2a x. You just replace that x here, and on replacement you will get that a square plus c square minus b square divided by 2a, and then this c will give us 2ac. At the end, cos b is equals to a square plus c square minus b square by 2ac. And in the same way, we will generate cos c as well as cos a also. Just have a look once again. Cosine rule is that cos a is b square plus c square minus a square by 2bc. Cos b is c square plus a square minus b square by 2ac. And cos c is a square plus b square minus c square by 2ap. Okay? Right. And now to prove any one of these three, you just draw a perpendicular, an altitude from a vertex to the opposite side. Here it is h. And this altitude is dividing the base into two parts. If you say one part as x, then the other part is a minus x, because the total length is a. And we know that it is very clear, yeah, from Pythagorean result, c square is equals to h square plus x square, and b square is equals to h square plus a minus x whole square. So, to eliminate h, do subtraction. From there you get x. Use this x to write cos b, and cos b is this. Just have a look. Go for a screenshot. B is just projection rule. Projection means what? Projection also represents the same meaning. Altitude, height, perpendicular, projection, all are of the same sense. Okay? Projection rule. This is the projection, and it is generating a rule, and that's why it is what? Projection rule. Now here, see, from the first triangle, we have two right angle triangles here, right? For this first triangle, as I mentioned you here, from this, cos b is equals to x by c. Is it right? Cos b is equals to x by c. And if you apply the same cos for this triangle and for this c is the angle, and cos c is adjacent side by the hypotenuse. Adjacent side for the angle c is a minus x, and 90 opposites is hypotenuse b, and from there we have that cos of angle c is equals to a minus x divided by b. Okay? And now you just observe that x and a minus x. From this, x is equals to c cos b, and from this, a minus x is equals to b cos c. Just have a look. X is equals to c cos b, and a minus x is equals to b cos c. If you add these two, what will happen? If you add these two, x and a minus x. X and a minus x is just nothing but what? A itself, right? So a is equals to c cos b plus b cos c. So at the end, a is equals to c cos b plus b cos c is the projection rule. For a, the result involves with cb. In a similar way, there is a chance to write for what? B and c also. For suppose if you are interested to write for b, then as per the projection rule, b is equals to a cos c plus c cos a. And in the same manner, c is equals to a cos b plus b cos a. And these three are referred as projection rule, and these three are referred as cosine rule, and all are representing the same situation. Okay, just have a look. Is it clear? So projection rule is this first one, and second one, and third one. Okay, yeah, just have a look. So you need to memorize this projection rule as well as cosine rule, and we need to utilize all these things, right? The next situation is sometimes, for suppose, there is no height, there is no x and everything. I have just a triangle, okay? This is, you just mark it as C, third subbit of 10, okay? This side length is C, right? This angle is B. This side length is B. This angle is C. First, suppose if you are finding this particular line length, segment length, okay? From this point to this point, what is the length of this particular segment? In the previous case, we considered it as x, and that x is nothing but C cos B. So this is C, this is B, and directly this is C cos B. And what is the length of this particular segment? This is B and this is C, and this length is B cos C. So likewise, after drawing a perpendicular to each and every side from the opposite vertex, there we have a chance to identify these lengths of the segments. And if you add these two, that is just nothing but A. This total length BC is A, and sum of these two lengths is A, and that A is C cos B plus B cos C. There ends the task. Okay, just have a look, and this is the projection rule. And now we are going to solve different problems related to the cosine rule as well as from the projection rule. How the cosine rule and projection rule works? For suppose 11a, if I have a part of the cosine rule like a is equals to b square plus c square minus a square by 2bc, right? If you observe it, what this cosine rule does, if you observe it, if you have three side lengths of the triangle, then cosine rule gives us three angles of the triangle. Is it clear? See, whereas in the sine rule, if you have three sides, sine rule will give us the ratio between the sides of those angles, but not the direct angles. But cosine rule directly gives us angles. Okay. See how the cosine rule works. If we have side, then there is a chance to find angle. From the cosine rule, this is one work of the cosine rule. And the other work is, we have a chance to rewrite it like this, okay? See 2bc cos A, and if I make a square as a subject, there is a chance to write that a square is equals to b square plus c square minus 2bc cos A. And since a square is equals to b square plus c square minus 2bc cos A, if you have the sides B, C and angle A, okay, then there is a chance to find that side length A, okay? For example, if this is the triangle, and once you name it as ABC, this is small a, this is small b, this is small c. So for this, what we have? B, C and angle A. This is C, this is B and this is angle A. Side and the included angle. So if I have side, angle and side, then there is a chance to find opposite side or otherwise remaining side. Two sides are given, then we can find the remaining side. Okay. These, if they are given like this, then we can find these, okay, given. If they are given three sides, we will find three angles. If they are given two sides and included angle, then we will find the remaining sides and then remaining angles also, okay. And this is just where we need to use this cosine rule, means we need to use cosine rule in these in such situations, okay. And another thing is, this cosine rule also helps you to decide the type of triangle. To decide the type of triangle, okay, whether it is acute, whether it is obtuse, like that, okay, right. Just have a look. See, look at, there are two problems on the board, and 11C, 11D. One is from cosine rule and the other is related to the projection rule. First of all, you just think about the 11D. A times of cos B cos C, B times of cos C cos A, C times of cos A cos B. What is its simplification? Okay. See, if you use cosine rule for the certain problem, it is somewhat lengthy. It becomes lengthy, right? So you just don't use cosine rule, go for the projection rule. What I am going to tell you is projection rule. I think you all know it. Just as we discussed, projection rule is just nothing but A is equals to B cos C plus C cos B. In the similar way, symmetrically, there is a chance to write B and C also. So for that, what I am going to write this problem is A cos B, A cos C, B cos C, B cos A, C cos A, C cos B. There are 6 terms, and I will regroup it. In first group, I will collect this A cos B and this B cos A in the first group. A cos B plus B cos A in the first group. Plus in the second group, I will collect this B cos C and this C cos B in the second group. What is second group? B cos C plus C cos B. Plus in the third group, the remaining two elements C cos A plus A cos C. We need to regroup the given 6 elements in such a way. And now if you look there, this is equals to the first group A cos B plus B cos A is nothing but small c. And the second group B cos C plus C cos B is nothing but small a. Just I mentioned you here as projection rule. And the third group C cos A plus A cos C is nothing but B. And this is what A plus B plus C. And that's your answer. See, in sometimes A plus B plus C is just nothing but half of its perimeter, and we say it as semi-perimeter, and which is nothing but S. Okay. What is S actually? Not S. Okay. It is 2S. A plus B plus C is the perimeter of the triangle, and usually we write it as 2S, where S is the semi-perimeter, half of the perimeter. With that notation, this A plus B plus C is nothing but 2S, or you just stop it there, A plus B plus C. So look there, the simplification of these 6 terms is just nothing but the perimeter of the triangle, and it is simplified just by the help of projection rule. Just have a look and then think about 11C. Okay. Coming to 11C, sides of a triangle are given as 3, 4 and 6. Then we need to find the largest angle. Okay, I am erasing this. Yeah. For 11C, there are 3 sides and there exist 3 angles. But here we need to find only one, the largest angle of the triangle. See, what is the largest angle of the triangle? Usually, largest angle of the triangle is the angle which is opposite to the largest side. Okay. So 3, 4, 6. For example, if you take a triangle and if you mark the side length as 3, 4, 6 and the angle opposite to the side length of 6, this is called as the largest angle of the triangle, and that's what we need to find. For that, first of all, you just mark them, give some names like A, B, C. If you name the triangle ABC as like this, then small a is equals to 6, small b is equals to 4, small c is equals to 3. And if you observe these ABC, what you will say? The largest angle is opposite to side length of 6. This is very preliminary from the plane geometry. Okay. See, angle opposite to the largest side is largest, angle opposite to the smallest side is smallest. Since they are asking us to find largest angle, and our required largest angle is angle A, and for that we need to use cos A. Cos A is equals to b square plus c square minus a square divided by 2bc, and that is equals to b square means 4 square, 3 square minus 6 square divided by 2 times of 4 into 3. So you need to simplify it. 4 square is 16. Okay. 16 plus 9 minus 36 divided by 2 into 4 into 3. You just take it as 2 into 12. And 16 plus 9 is how much? 25. And 25 minus 36 is minus 11 by 24. Cos A is minus 11 by 24 and cos A is negative here. Since cos A is negative, angle A is in second quadrant. Okay, because in second quadrant cos is negative, and that's why we say that angle A is obtuse, and that's one part. And coming to the exact value of the angle, see, this is not a known value, and that's why it is enough to identify that cos A is equals to minus 11 by 24, and it is enough to analyze that angle A is obtuse. Okay, just have a look. Twelfth one. 1 by a plus c, 1 by b plus c is equals to 3 by a plus b plus c is given, and they are asking to find angle c. Right. So since we are discussing nearby cosine rule, somewhere we need to use cosine rule here. So first of all, think about the situation, how to analyze. Yeah, first of all, what I do is, I will send this a plus b plus c this side. Then it becomes like a plus b plus c divided by a plus c plus a plus b plus c divided by b plus c is equals to 3. Okay, that in the sense multiplying each and every term with a plus b plus c. Okay, and in the next step, just look there, a plus b plus c, this is just a sum. We have a chance to rearrange the terms of this summation, and that's why what I do is a plus c by a plus c plus b by a plus c. Is there anything wrong? Since the denominators are same, you just directly combine the numerators, both these are same. Plus here a by b plus c plus b plus c by b plus c is equals to 3. And now here if you observe, what will happen? That a plus c and a plus c gets cancelled. This b plus c get cancelled. We left here with 1 and there with 1, and that implies b by a plus c plus a by b plus c is equals to 3 minus 2. This is 1 and 1 if you send that side. And it becomes like what? How much it is? 1. So b by a plus c plus a by b plus c is equals to 1. Okay? From this given statement, we generated this, and from there onwards we need to find angle C. Now think about it, how to find angle C. Just do LCM, okay? If you do LCM, what will happen? B times of b plus c plus a times of a plus c, okay? B times of b plus c and a times of a plus c is equals to the product of these two. If you send that side, it becomes like b plus c into a plus c. And if you multiply b square plus bc plus a square plus ac is the left side, whereas the right side b into a, ba, b into c, bc, c into a, ca plus c square. And again if you just observe both sides, this bc and bc gets cancelled, this ac and ac get cancelled. And in the next step, what we have? B square plus a square minus c square is equals to ab. Is it clear? Yeah. B square plus a square minus c square is equals to ab. And again if you rearrange, b square plus a square minus c square by ab is equals to 1. But I need to find angle C. Then from cosine's rule, it is very clear that angle cos C is b square plus a square minus c square by 2ab. But here I have ab, you just multiply with 2. That in the sense divide with 2 both sides. In the next step or in this step it is by 2ab and by 2. And now if you identify that b square plus a square minus c square by 2ab is cos C, cos of angle C is 1 by 2, and that angle C is equals to 60 degrees. So at the end cos C is 60 degrees. Once again if you observe the problem, see sometimes this is the given statement and they ask us to find angle C, we do like that. In some other problems, this is the given statement, you just observe it. If this is the given statement, then also the question asks you to find angle C. And in some problems, in some simple problems, this is the given one and they ask us to find angle C. Okay? If either this is your question, or either this is your question, or either this as your question, then in all these three cases, in this way we need to proceed. At the end we will reach that angle C is equals to 60 degrees, and that's your 12th point. Have a look. Look at the problem. In a triangle ABC, b plus c by 11, c plus a by 12 and a plus b by 13 given, and they ask us to prove cos a is to cos b is to cos c is equals to 7 is to 19 is to 25. So they are asking us to find the angles. So then to find cos a, cos b, cos c, we need to use cosine rule. and for that cosine rule to use we need the sides first, but sides is not given. The ratio between b plus c plus a and a plus b is given. See, this way of expression gives us the sense that b plus c plus a and a plus b, these three values are in the ratio of their denominators 11, 12 and 13. So that's why b plus c is equals to some 11k, c plus a is equals to some 12k and a plus b is equals to 13k. So b plus c plus a plus b are given, but to find cos a, cos b, cos c, we need what? We need a, b, c, and that's why I try to find a, b, c. If you add these three, what will happen? A and a, 2a plus 2b plus 2c is equals to, if you add here, 3, 2, 5, 1, 6 and then 36k, and then a plus b plus c is equals to 18k. So from there a plus b plus c is equals to 18k, and since a plus b plus c is equals to 18k, now it is very easy to identify. What to identify? You just observe this b plus c and then a plus b plus c. What will happen? What I am going to tell you is, now a plus b plus c is equals to 18k we have, okay? Then if you just replace b plus c with 11k here. If you replace b plus c with 11k, then you will get a is equal to 7k. So therefore that implies a is equals to 7k. And what you say about b? To find b, think about a plus c. A plus c is 12. If you replace a plus c as 12, you get b is equal to 6k. And 7 and 6, 13. So c is equals to 5k. There is the problem. So a, b, c I have. But what I need the ratio between cos a, cos b, cos c. And then now try to find cos a, then cos b, and then cos c. Everything we need to find one by one. Now I am finding cos a. Cos a is equals to b square plus c square minus a square by 2bc. Just I do for cos a. Similarly, you just do for cos b and cos c. So this cos a is equals to b square means 6k square, and which is 36k square, and c square means 5 and which is 25k square, minus a square means this 7, 49k square, divided by 2 times of b is 6k, c is 5k. Just pay your attention. In the denominator again k into k is k square. In the numerator every term has k square. So common out k square from numerator as well as from denominator, it gets cancelled. You left with 36 plus 25 minus 49 divided by 2 into 6 5 is 30. Leave for some time. And in the numerator you just add 36 plus 25 is 50 and then 11, 61. 61 minus 49 is 12. So 12 divided by 2 into 30 is 60. 12 by 60 is equals to 1 by 5. So at the end, using this a, b, c, I have that cos a as 1 by 5. So similarly, there is a chance to find cos b and cos c also. You just look there, cos a is how much? 1 by 5. And if you find cos b, you may get it as 19 by 35. Okay, I am giving the values here. Okay, similarly, if you do cos b, you will get that 19 by 35, and cos c, if you find, you get it as 5 by 7. And at the end, cos a 1 by 5, cos b 19 by 35, cos c 5 by 7. They ask us to find the ratio between cos a, cos b, cos c. So for some time, if you erase this, 7 is to 19 is to 25, cos a is how much? 1 by 5 is to cos b is 19 by 35 is to cos c is 5 by 7. And if you simplify it, just multiply everything with 35. If you multiply with 35, 7 and it is 9 and it is 25, and that's your answer. Just have a look. Just have a look. Right, 14th problem. In a triangle ABC, A is equals to root 3 plus 1, B is equals to 2, angle C is equals 60 degrees is given, and they ask us to find the remaining components of the triangle. See how many components a triangle have. See, a triangle has 6 components. We know it. If I have a triangle, and if this is the triangle, see angle 1, angle 2, angle 3. 3 angles, side 1, side 2, side 3. 3 sides. Totally 6 components. And if you name them, A, B, C are the vertices as well as angles, and opposite to this capital A, this is small a, and this is the side length. Opposite to this capital B, this is small b, and this is its side length. And this is its side length, and we know that all these are the 6 components. In the problem, small a is given, small b is given, angle C is given, capital C is given. Then what we need to find? We need to find the remaining components, means small c and capital A, capital B. That means one side and the other 2 angles we need to find for this problem. So, first of all, you just try to find this side C. Right. As per the cosine rule, side C is given like this. C square is equals to A square plus B square minus 2AB cos C. That is the formula. And that is equals to A square, means A is given as root 3 plus 1. So root 3 plus 1 square. And B square. What is B? B is 2. So 2 square minus 2 times of A is root 3 plus 1. B is 2. And cos C. Cos 60 degrees is how much? 1 by 2. Okay. I am just writing that cos 60 as 1 by 2. Now simplify it here. Root 3 plus 1 whole square. Like A plus B whole square. Root 3 square is 3, plus 1 square is 1, and plus 2ab is 2 root 3. And plus 2 square is 4. Here 2 and 2 will get cancelled. Again minus 2 root 3 and 2 into 1 minus 2. Okay, then how to simplify? Just have a look. This plus 2 root 3 and minus 2 root 3 gets cancelled. And at the end, 3 plus 1, 4, plus 4, 8, minus 2, 6, and c square is equals to 6. C square is equals to 6. So C is equals to root 6. Just have a look. So at the end we found that the third side length as root 6. Small a, small b is given, and we found that small c as root 6. Now 3 sides we have. We need to find other 2 angles, and to find angle A and B, you just go with sine rule. That's enough. Yeah, I need A and B. Okay. What is the sine rule? A by sine A is equals to B by sine B is equals to C by sine C. If you go in such a manner, you will get the other 2 sides. Okay. Use sine rule to find angle A and angle B. Okay. You just do it. That's your part. Right.